Hello, everybody. Good morning. I feel like this is the first time in a long time that I can speak uninhibited, and what a day to decide to be able to do that.
Yeah,
I just mean I've been sick, so it's been hard to speak.
Yeah.
No, not I'm unleashed from my chains.
Yeah, no.
You know, I can tell the truth. No, I can speak now. Hey, everybody. Hi, Mark. I'm sorry you're feeling sad today. I think Mark's gotten an illness, so he won't be with us today. Hey, everybody. Hi, Perfy. Hi, Aaron.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Devin. There's a. We love you too. There is a man flying on a plane from Massachusetts that needs to meet up with you at some point this weekend, Devin.
Man is loose.
He is. He's a very busy man because Cameron has him doing all his errands.
I'm unchained.
Oh, look, there he is. Hey, there's the guy.
On the plane. You're welcome, by the way. You get this limitless entertainment while you're on the plane. I was going to play beatbox today. What does that even mean? Yeah, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today's going to be a hell of a show.
It's Boots and Cats.
We weren't going to have a whole lot to talk about today. I mean, new set came out, so we can talk about that. We can speculate about Seattle and what the meta is going to look like. Steve and I aren't smart enough for that. We're gonna see how it turns out this weekend. But oh man, if you can put out exactly one image and 8 words,
I would just like to point
out
out how much Cam is just the main character of this universe.
it's it's not all it's cracked up. I'll tell you that it's not as fun as it sounds. I promise. But we'll get to that when we do the show proper. Good morning, everybody. Good luck, everybody, at Seattle this weekend. Of course, Steve and I are literally right here, so we will not be in Seattle, but we'll be rooting for you. It's always nice when, I guess it's not nice because we wish we were there, but it's always nice when there's an event that's in NA, so we can actually watch it live, because coverage is only 3 hours behind us, so we'll be watching all day and rooting for our friends out there. Of course, if you're at Seattle, our lovely Lineage Break Sean and Tex will be there, so make sure to say hi. You'll see them, at least one of them, wearing Lineage Break paraphernalia. I don't know about the other one. Syracuse Command is the most expensive SR in the set. That's kind of crazy. I should sell all of them.
Wait, is that true? Because I have a foil.
$30, says producer.
I have a foil.
$30 is the non-foil from 7 to 30. What do you guys think will be the deck at Seattle?
Apparently, it's going to be Ghost
Seiryu. If I was a betting man, I would probably say the Fire Dao-Chan Burn deck. I don't think that will be the best deck at the event. I think that will be the most represented deck because I think it's the lowest hanging fruit. So anybody that's even marginally in tune with Grand Archive and the competitive game will realize that is a deck and that it is a strong deck. I think that there will probably be a win deck that actually wins the tournament. But I think that most people will be playing either Dao-Chan Burn or Luxem, I think would be my 2 picks for highest representation. But we'll see. We will see. I said I would eat my shoes if Scepter of Awakening was in a top 32 deck. So
yeah.
So if you guys are playing Terra Dao-Chan this weekend,
lose.
Godspeed. That deck sucks. But I will eat my shoes if you make top 32.
Why are we talking about Dark Arm Dragon, Chad? Let's not do that.
No Yu-Gi-Oh! Chad in here. Yeah. Wind Turbo Dragon. Turn 2? That's crazy. Is that real? Quicksilver Girl? Oh!
You go to Gojo, you play your dragon, and then you hard cast the Yaku.
Yeah, the update from Trevor in our producer chair says that the plan is to put a Byaku Fate Stone under your Quicksilver Grail and then hard cast it to get the banished triggers for Seiryu. It's just so stupid. But it sure as fuck does put that dragon in play. And is that good
insane.
enough? Can you be hell-bent, no cards in hand, and kill them with the 412? Maybe. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. I don't think that's... I mean, that is real. Like, you can do it. It's legal. I don't know that it's good, but it's funny. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's true. Day 2 isn't top 32 anymore. I did use the word top 32, though. So if you day 2 with Terra Dao-Chen with Scepter of Awakening in your deck, congratulations. But you have to make top 32 for me to eat my shoes. So if you get like 42nd place, congratulations on your Mnemonic Charm. You have my number. Give me a call. I will buy it. But no shoe eating. If that's a meta deck, I'm kicking the chair. I think that would be hilarious if that was a meta deck, especially with like so many people that are running around with Extortion Scheme in their deck now. You're just like, I'll put this dragon in play on turn 2, and they're like, I'll scheme it, and you're like, okay, game 2. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh man, you just lose on sight.
Yeah,
you like
you have no
hellbent,
cards
you're
in
like,
hand.
I got this Wind Fate Stone. Yeah. That's cool.
You have 2 of them. You have your Arcane one as well. You have 2 whole Fate Stones in play, and then you die. That's pretty good. Maybe I'm gonna play that deck. That's gonna be my go-to deck. The turn 2 dragon. Can you deal with it? It's like playing Belcher, and I love playing Belcher. Except it doesn't kill you on turn 1, and that kills you on turn 6 after you attack them 4 times. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, welcome in everybody. Hope you're all enjoying.
You probably just lose to Tony though.
Seattle. You lose to a lot of things. I don't think that deck wins against almost anybody. We wish you all very good luck. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Crothis. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Lots of people in here. I think traveling for sure. It's a big travel day for everybody. So we're glad that we can give you a little something to watch on your plane ride or at the airport or whatever.
Hopefully if you are driving, you're not looking at the screen. We're just in your ear.
No, it's okay. You can look at the screen. Don't tell the police. They won't pull you over. What kind of shoes do you have? I am considering it. Oh, I see. I have varying states of shoes. I think, of course, if I'm going to put my mouth on them, they'll be as close to brand new as possible, so that I don't get some disease from dog shit that I've stepped in. But what are you gents expecting to see from Seattle? Some Dao-Chan burn, some Luxem, a Wind Byakko deck of some sort. No Dao-Chan of the Terra variety. That's what I'm expecting to see.
I'm hopeful. I don't think I'll see it, but I'm hopeful someone makes Kong Ming good.
I think she has the tools now.
Yeah, I think
she didn't have.
I think the new level 2 is really cool, and I would love to see someone doing well with it.
I think Bagua of whatever the fuck it's called,
Demise.
The Terra one is quite strong. I think that card is like actually kind of turbo absurd. So Merlin player, scum of the earth. Yeah. It's I think it's just good all around. I think the Kong Ming level 2 is still pretty powerful, even if you're not going to level 3, as long as you get your Fan of 7 Debts in play first.
Yeah.
Gives you access to a lot of cards. Like, would you play level 2 that says, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, you can play 2 of them this turn?
Yeah.
And that's what it does, even if you don't level up. That's what it does if you have a Fan in play, so.
Hey, I'm pretty sure that card exists.
Is that true?
In Magic.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, way to go. I hate Perfy.
That's rude.
Scum.
Whoa.
Merlin
It's
players.
not his fault that he's playing, his favorite champion's terrible.
It in fact is his fault. So I don't know what to tell him. You can play 3 with Fan because you shifted end step. Oh, that's true. True. Also true. Seems pretty good. The new Goja Merlin is pretty good.
Jesus.
Shut up.
Jesus.
Imagine. I was gonna say, imagine Korak's not playing the water mid range deck, but he's not going to Seattle, so it doesn't matter. At least as far as I know. I heard he's going to Seattle if Khan is going to Seattle, so obviously never. What a joke. All right, I'm a little stuffy. I'm gonna go blow my nose, and then we can do the show proper.
Sounds good.
You talk to the people.
I won't.
Just sit here in silence.
We're just going to sit here. What do you guys think or want to see do well this weekend? Because that's also part of this conversation. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Biako? I'm really hoping Rye does good. Exiogen too, yep. I've been looking at some a Rye list.
Little battery acid gaming.
A little battery acid gaming, and a little water Rye from back in the day. Re-looking at that list to play.
For all you boomers that didn't know, that's what we used to call it back in the day.
Yeah.
Who made that video? I want to give shout-outs to...
I
Was
don't
that Pickle?
remember.
Is that a Pickle video?
I don't remember.
Can we shout out Pickle Sword?
We can shout out Pickle Sword regardless. But yeah, I've been doing a little tinkering with water Rye. I do think Exogen got some cool tools to play with. I'd like to see him do well.
Yeah, that sword's way better than we thought it was.
Yeah,
doesn't lose durability.
yeah. The flip spear is pretty good.
It's decent. Infinite weapon's pretty strong.
Yeah,
If you're looking to grind,
yeah. Until they have something that removes durability counters from things your opponent controls.
maybe.
It does not. When you flip it, it retains whatever amount of durability it had on it previously, and as long as there was durability on it, it continues.
Yeah, so this is it's in the release notes. If you guys didn't get a chance to read those, gives us a little bit of insight into the future as well. If a weapon does not have a durability stat, regardless of how many durability counters it has, it does not lose them when it attacks. So if you flip it, it has 2 durability on it. It will still have those 2 durability counters on it.
Yep.
It will not lose any when it attacks. However, if for whatever reason those 2 durability counters are removed, it will be destroyed as a state-based action. So,
yeah. So you can find that under the.
you cannot dispersion it without dying. It will still blow up if it has 0 durability.
Yes. Yep.
You could remove one. No, dispersion is all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. If it at any point no longer has durability counters, it is destroyed and goes to your banish. However, it will never lose durabilities from attacking once you flip it, and that you can find that in the release notes for HVAN.
So you can attack with it first and then dispersion it with full durability on it.
Yeah.
But that would require you to somehow flip it and then somehow be a Crux champion, which is impossible.
Correct.
So, without innervating.
Can you flip that card without being an Exia? Or
You have to be an Exia champion to activate the ability. Yeah. What are you guys looking forward to in the next set? That is a great question. That's holistically what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. The next set is the topic of discussion for today's episode. So
I'm both very excited and going to kill myself at the same time. It's such a whirlwind of emotions.
So there's there's a world where Cam and I talk about things months prior, and then we just get rewarded when we're correct.
I actually think we're incorrect. So I guess that makes it a fun topic of discussion. I'm not convinced, but I haven't read it in a long time, which is why I had you pull it up. So we'll read it, and then maybe I'm convinced otherwise. But I was in the shower this morning, and I was like, maybe we're wrong.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm also just reading it while we're talking
Yeah,
here. So
we'll discuss. And I guess it's about that time. It's 12:25. Let's get showing.
We'll leave it for the show because it's good content.
We gotta keep it. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Anybody that is not normally here, because I know we're getting a little bit more people because everyone's traveling for Seattle, et cetera, et cetera. It's an exciting weekend for Grand Archive TCG. The way we do the show is noon on Fridays, like right now. We do the show live, and you can chat with us before the show. While we do the show, we try to read chat as little as possible, unless it's particularly poignant, just to keep the YouTube experience intact for those that will watch the show afterwards. But we will return to you, our beautiful chat, after the show is over to do some more chatting about the show, about whatever, about what we want to eat for lunch. So thank you guys for watching, and let's do a little podcasting. Sorry about the very mild static. I still haven't rewired our setup because it's a lot of work and I'm lazy. I was sick. That's going to be my excuse.
Yeah, that's a good excuse.
We broke it, and then I got sick, and I've not had the urge to tear apart this entire room yet. All right, Stevie. You ready?
I'm here.
Ready. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am your host, Cam. With me, as always, is Trusty Steve.
Oh, God.
Hi, Trusty Steve.
Hi, Cameron.
It's better than Lumbering Steve, you know?
I would much prefer to go back to Gloomin.
I really like Trusty Steve. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I think it's pretty good.
Right.
It's a good adjective to be associated with. You know,
And
you want to be trusty.
Yeah, that's true. Trusty Steed is also like a 10-10, so like.
Yeah, he's huge.
Thing is massive.
It's the best. It's the best ally in the game, as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's nothing but praise.
Yeah. I'm only playing Horse Tribal from now on.
I really actually kind of want to put that deck together. We talked about last week how we think Sylvie Heartsong's a crisis actor, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way a man with the name Sylvie Heartsong who day two'd with Horse Tribal wasn't a company plan. Like, no way.
By the way, no hate to you, Mr. Sylvie Heartsong.
No.
If you're out there listening, please reach out. We're your biggest fans. We swear to God, we're your biggest fans.
I almost punched my computer screen when I read in chat that someone was playing Lumbering Steed on stream.
It was the name for me for sure because I heard that first. I saw in chat people talking about this Lumbering Steed deck. I was like, who on earth is doing that? And then he was on stream, and the commentators were talking about, oh, this is the guy that's been playing this this horse deck that's been doing really well today. And then they show the man on stream, and it says Sylvie Heartsong. I'm like, this isn't real. There's no way.
I literally opened up YouTube to watch him attack his opponent for 5 with a Lumbering Steed, and I was like,
It goes crazy.
what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
How is this happening?
I saw him somebody cast a refracting missiles and try to blow him out, and he was like, I'll pay 2. Gets 1 life. Anyway, we're big fans. Today, happy HVN is already out day.
Yeah.
Woo. We've been doing a little dabbling in the HVN ourselves. Of course, this weekend, as of recording, is Ascent Seattle. So we have lots of beautiful friends over there on the West Coast. We wish you all lots of luck. We'll be watching the stream live with you. And, Steve and I, we're Grand Archive players, but I can't say that I believe us to usually be correct in the metagame forming portion of Grand Archive. So we're not going to do a whole lot of speculating on what's going to win and what's going to be good, because we're probably just stupid and bad. And so there'll be some deck. There's lots of talk, Steven, in Merlin's. Maybe in main court, but I'm going there. In Merlin's Marketplace about tier 0 decks, and I assume it's all
and misleading.
I think it's all mental warfare for sure.
Yeah.
Because somebody that's reputable says there's a tier 0 deck, and then if you're on one of these Grand Archive teams, you're like, is there a tier 0 deck? Is it not the deck that we're playing? I think it's a whole bunch of copium. I think that a perfect example, Steven, is that pre-Toronto, right? We didn't hear anybody saying there's a tier 0 deck. Nobody was in chat being like, oh, you guys better watch out for that tier 0 deck, because they all knew. Everyone knew about it already.
Right.
And every Grand Archive team, even us, knew about it already.
Right.
And so it's like, there's no way. I think that we're actually going to get a little bit of a healthier format this time around, because I don't think there is this
I'm actually
unbeatable monster.
Super surprised. I think this is the first time in Grand Archive history where we have a red deck wins. That's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Hey. FTC FISA was pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
I think FISA was pretty good.
That's true.
Ye ol' FTC. Beatbox is the new meta deck. You heard it here first.
I don't like the name of that deck.
I like Beatbox a lot, actually.
Because it's boots and cats, not birds and cats.
But
boots.
But there's no boots. You can't play any boots.
You
in
could
Grand
play
Archive.
boots.
Oh,
You
yeah.
surely can
All
play
right,
boots.
You have to put whatever Sylvie's furry boots are called.
Yeah.
Into your deck so you can play boots and cats. Yeah. So yeah, good luck to everybody in Seattle. We will, of course, next week have Seattle to talk about in more ways than one, Steve.
Oh God. Next week is gonna be
In more ways than one.
Whoo boy. Next week is gonna be real good after this Sunday.
Sunday. And the cool part about Sunday, at least for us, sorry to our European and SEA friends, the Sunday presentation will probably be around midnight our time, and so
it's not so bad.
very doable for us to watch live. I've conscripted our very own Lineage Break Sean, who will be in Seattle, to FaceTime me into the event, so you guys can see me there. Hopefully, I'll be FaceTimed into the event.
I hope you got like
to
a
watch.
harness to put you on his chest.
He said he brought the iPad, so like I will be large, and hopefully he gets a front row seat so you guys can see me.
We need to
freak out.
get Sean Cronus an iPad harness so you can
so
like
you can carry me around.
You can like be Kang.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, I'm sure you guys have heard, but if you haven't, we made a thank you, Shinja. I will see you there. But bring me on stage, please. So, if you guys haven't heard, Steve, something we were right about a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Seattle, we said, as is tradition for Grand Archive, the first event after the release of the old set, or I guess the current set, the next event is usually when we see the next set.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened for HVN in Toronto, etc., etc. So it has been confirmed that this Sunday we will be seeing some information, probably just the product sheet, the release date, the champions, not their text, but probably their elements and their classes, as that is usually what we get, for Set 7 DTR. And that is what we will be talking about today. If there was a way, Stephen, for the Grand Archive developers to put out 7 words and an image that is holistically black for us to talk an hour about, this is the way to do it. I don't know. There's so many things to say, Stephen. I don't even know where to start. Stephen, how are you feeling? How you feel about this DTR announcement?
All right, so I think the place to start is with the flavor text on the image.
Sure. Yeah, let's go over all the information
All
first.
right. So the information we have Sunday during the closing ceremony, we are getting the information for Set 7 DTR. Alongside that announcement, we have a picture of clearly a magical girl in silhouette with what appears to be like a magical mushroom land behind her. Very Alice in Wonderland-esque.
True.
And on that, we got a little bit of flavor text, and it says, "Break free from the shadows of yesterday." It's a very dark magical girl, Madoka-esque.
Now let me say, Stephen.
Oh, hold on. 1 second. This art is also drawn by our king, Pinax.
Shout out to Pinax. Pinax, our king. Just picked up my Dow Chan lineage, and now it's time to start looking towards the next one. So, for anybody who's out there in YouTube land, if you didn't know, and you can follow me on x.com/Lineage Break. Maybe on Blue Sky eventually. You can follow Steve on Blue Sky. He's made one. Hi, Pinax. Pinax, what class is she? Please. Tell me. Please.
No spoilers, Pinax.
You can follow Steve on Blue Sky. I haven't made one yet.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Monica Magica is my favorite thing in the world. Like, ever. And you can go on my Twitter. You can see a picture partially of my collection. This is my favorite anime of all time. I grew up watching Cardcaptor Sakura. This is really my thing, for sure. I'm a big fan of that magical girl stuff, and especially like Steven said, when there's a dire consequences for our magical girls, a la Madoka, Yuki Yuna, stuff like that. So this is like absolute nightmare town.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, Steve, and I think this is a good place to start before we start speculating about the set itself, or I guess this is a good place to start speculating about the set itself. This is like so not at all on my fucking bingo card. Like, I'm floored that this is what we're getting. I was so convinced, like me as a person, right? I like the spell classes. You know, I'm a mage cleric guy. I would say predominantly a cleric guy, but that doesn't mean I don't like playing mage. I love Rai. I hate what they did to our poor girl Kogming. I hope that HVN fixes that, and she has her own identity. But we just got a new mage in our full booster set in A and B. Mm-hmm. We just got a new cleric in our supplemental booster set in HVN. Mm-hmm. Both of those classes now have 3 full champion lines.
Yes.
It's insane to even consider that they would be getting immediately more support.
Correct.
3 months later. I was like, for sure. I was like, thank God
the next
DTR is going to be a Ranger Guardian set. I get to, like take the back seat. I don't have to worry about buying CRs. Maybe they put out a card or 2 that I care about. Cool. And they do this shit, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm suffering from success. That's what they call it, for sure.
This is suffering from being the main character of the story.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to, Steven, I don't think it has anything to do with me. I don't think that I'm anywhere near that important. I think that I just must be when they open up the Grand Archive Weebs of the Short Dictionary. They go to target audience. It's just a picture of me. I am just everything that apparently that they want to make for the game is what I want to consume. So, but the segue of that tirade is that we're at the point now where most classes have 3 full champions, with the exclusion of Assassin. Kind of. They did just get some very recent support in MRC with the Tristan Recollection deck, and even though they do only have 2 full champion lines, they did get more support than something like Ranger or Guardian that only have the block that they released in. They only have their, Lineage Break champions, and even unlike Vanitas, both of those classes only have 1 level 3 champion.
Right. And
their counterparts are only level 2 in Polcock.
Well, technically 2 level 3, but they're the same character.
Sure, yeah. So I thought it was just for sure that this would be a Ranger Guardian set. Because in an interview that I did with Siladar a while ago, which you can find here on the channel, youtube.com/lineagebreak, he said that they decide support first when designing sets. It's not story first, it's support first. Find a story and a world that fits that support, make set. Right, so they designed this set with support in mind first. And so I think, to me, it seems insane if there's not Ranger and Guardian support. At least one of Ranger or Guardian, but I think most likely it should be Ranger and Guardian support.
Right. I full-heartedly agree with you on that. I think as of now, I mean, Nico has been playable, yes. But,
she's good, yeah.
But I think...
And Diana has been good in the past as well.
Correct,
it's not like a competitive merit thing.
Right. However, I think that our poster child for Guardian, Damaris, sucks. And it sucked forever. And even after he's getting new cards and a Proxy's Vault card, has seen 0 competitive viability.
But I think even more so than that, as a devout cleric player, obviously Ari's fine now, but most of cleric's lifetime, and even now Dao-Chan, praise God, unless you count this burn deck that is maybe good, are not super great competitively.
Right.
So I think the problem with Ranger Guardian is not necessarily that they're bad, because I think, like you said, Nico's good. I think Diana is still good, and there was a time in the game where Diana was like BDIF because she was beating up all these Luxem decks. And maybe she gets back there now that Luxem's a lot better too, but it's about depth of card pool, you know? Like, regardless of how good they are, they just need more cards because they have the least ways to build those classes just because they have the smallest card pool. And, you know, it feels kind of bad if you're a Ranger player or a Guardian player and you only have one advanced element. You know, you don't really have any, like, divergent paths that you can take. And so my prediction, Stephen, I think this is just ALC. And I think that's something that a lot of people have been discounting when they're looking at, obviously, this very small amount of information about DTR. They're like, why is Cleric Mage getting support? And for anybody out there that's like, this is a Ranger with a really thin arrow, you're dumb. That is not real. This is surely a spell slinging class. I think it's going to be Mage. We'll circle back to that in a little bit when I continue tirading. But I think this is going to be an ALC set where there's going to be 3 new champions, and it will be whoever this person is, Cleric or Mage, and then Ranger and Guardian. Yeah. And then all problems are assuaged, you know, like Ranger and Guardian get their support, and then sure, we get our she'll sell very well because Mages and Clerics are very popular because they're cute, you know. Like, you know, do what sells, I get it. Yeah. But that is what I think, is that we're going to have a 3-class set like we did in ALC. And then the people that need support get their support. The people that, albeit, don't need support get support too.
I have a weird prediction. And
it's a really thin shield. Is that where we're going?
No,
she's a Guardian.
No. I think it would be very cool if this set. Yes, they're magical girls, but they're all magical girls. This one, for example, is like a magical musketeer. And she can like summon bullets with her staff.
So it is a really thin gun. Where she's a Ranger and she.
Well, like think of what's her name? The blonde.
Mommy, Tomoe.
Yeah, Tomoe.
Yeah.
She summons guns.
Sure, she does. Listen, Stephen.
I'm just hoping.
Listen, Stephen. Listen. I don't need this. I agree.
I just give someone else a waifu.
I don't need this. I agree. I don't need this. I agree. However,
you want it.
If they put out the Magical Girl set and they don't give us a fucking spell slinging class, I will never let anyone hear the end of it. The Magical Girl set comes out and there's no fucking Magical Girls. They're all Guardians and Rangers. I'll be strangling Silidar the next time I see him. So I can't abide by that. And yes, I know, chat, the memes are already in the works. I'm sure Freedom's fucking smashing on his keyboard right now.
We don't even have a picture
Listen,
of her.
Man. You don't get it, dude. This is it. This is for me.
Just like Arisana was for you.
Fine. It's fine.
Just like Dao-Chan was for you.
They don't get it, man. This is it. It's my favorite thing ever.
This is my favorite thing ever.
My favorite thing
of all time.
This right here. Yeah. Yeah. Is that a Markiplier meme?
That is a
what
Markiplier meme, yeah.
Yeah, somebody make that one. I'll abide by it, but all right.
I want to talk about this world a little bit.
Let's talk about the world a little bit.
Right.
So there's a couple of things that we want to touch on. So we've talked about this in the past, that we're big fans of the lore. Shout out to Bill. And we've mentioned the one, not discounting Mortal Ambition, of course. There's some great lore for Mortal Ambition. But we have mentioned the one, like, Grand Archive-centric lore piece a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's Regalia and Regalia. You guys can go find that on the website under the article section. Do some scrolling. You'll find it. It's a great read. And we've mentioned this a lot in regards to this set before we knew anything about it, as sort of being like what we think the next set is going to be, because in that same article, they describe basically the whole storyline of Sanguo and that ended up being our next set because this article came out before Mortal Ambition. So for all of you out there that are not so intimately familiar with the lore, because you don't read it 6 or 7 times like Steve and I do, we want to give that a read so that you guys can get a little bit of a picture into what our initial prediction was, and then we can talk about whether or not we think that's still true. And then something else I want to mention briefly right now before we do that, was also mentioned in the chat by Mark. Hi, Mark. I love you. Is that if you zoom into the background of this piece of art that they've shown, obviously there's a beautiful background there drawn by Pinex, our king. And it looks like there's some sort of like little cottage in the background and maybe like a big mushroom behind it. And like Steven said earlier, like some like Alice in Wonderland vibes, which is important to think about when you're getting into the mind space of DTR. So, Steven, you want to give? How about we just give this whole paragraph a read?
Yeah, I was going to start from here.
Yeah, we'll get that Sangwell bit so you guys can know what we're talking about, and then we'll talk about the unreleased world that is maybe DTR.
Yep. Okay. Where to start? Do you want to hear about how a world almost collapsed because of an artifact created by its gods, factions fighting to become king, not even knowing the rule imposed on the world that requires sacrifice in exchange for power?
That's Sangwell.
Or how about a world where a portal was created, reflecting the very soul of the world, where heroes are forced to face their greatest opponents, themselves? Oh, you know what? I just remembered one that you'll definitely be interested in. It's about a champion that went to Azoth. I think I've talked about her before. She's always coming up with some crazy contraptions, but this time it's really good. And
So-
that was in response to
Yeah, this was the day before Players
Twinkling
came
Cauldron.
out. Yeah. The day before Players came out, you can go find that podcast where I talk about that and say, hey, we're getting an Arisana card tomorrow. And everybody thought I was smoking crack. And then it was like, here it is. So something that you guys have to understand about Belle, the person that writes the lore, is she's not like pulling the wool over your eyes. Like if you read the lore, it will tell you things about the game. And if you look at this paragraph specifically, I think it is insane for anyone to assume that there's like 3 pieces of information here, right? The top piece of information, very obviously describing Sangwell. This was before Mortal Ambition was even announced, by the way. The bottom section describing Polaris, which this came out the day before that ban list update, and again, that information was not yet announced, right? So when this came out, it did give us 2 very poignant pieces of information about the future of Grand Archive that we can now point to. And so I think it is insane to assume that middle section about the world that reflects the soul of its hero or whatever is not also indicative of something coming to Grand Archive. It is possible that it's not now. It could be later. However, with the sort of cadence that the other 2 came out in, I think it makes most sense that these are all things that, at the time this was written, circa 6 months ago, all of these things were in production. Like this was probably the time that they were buttoning up the design of DTR.
right.
About 6-8 months ago. But I don't know. It's that middle part about the reflection of oneself and fighting your greatest enemy being yourself is very
We've been calling
it's like non-specific,
Right.
I think.
Yeah. We've been referring to it as mirror worlds.
Yeah.
Because of like the whole reflection and you fighting yourself. However, that is just like generic beats, right?
Yeah. I think you could put that in anywhere.
Right.
It doesn't have a particularly
Like it doesn't have to be a mirror world for you to have reflections, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have any sort of magical connotation or any sort of like whimsical Alice in Wonderland connotation, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't have that connotation, right? Because like you said, it's a very like sort of generic description of something that could happen. So I'm sort of the mind that I don't know. I think it's just as possible that is what this is, and just as possible that it's not. The only reason why I would point to us still being correct about this prediction is that sort of cadence that the other information has come true, right? I think it would be like, it would feel kind of weird, not that it's impossible, you know, Belle's allowed to do whatever she wants, but to give us these 3 poignant pieces of information, and it's like, one is tomorrow, Polaris, one is 3 months from now, Mortal Ambition, the other one is in 2028.
Yeah.
It like would be a little bit odd, so I assume it's probably pretty soon.
I'd also like to point out something that kind of points in the direction of Cam being correct about this new character being a magical girl mage cleric.
Yes.
The rest of this is about mage and cleric.
That's true.
Like AMB, HVN, very much a mage set. Then the other bit of this is about a cleric.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like,
and magical portals are created by mages.
Yeah, maybe this is sort of indicative of Proxia herself, right? Because this whole lore article is Luxera sort of regaling her adventures to Proxia, who's a bit of a shut-in. But at least right now, it's sort of unclear to us what classes Luxera and Proxia are or were. Also unclear if they sort of keep their classes once they become gods. I guess Lubu keeps her class, right, when she becomes a demigod. But so maybe you're right in that Luxera is telling Proxia these stories specifically because they do have that spellcaster sort of bend to them, and that is what Proxy is interested in because that is her sort of class pool. I don't think that's totally out of the realm of possibility. I think sort of just has to remain to be seen. Obviously, we're grasping at straws. That's our whole bit. We love talking about the lore and we love making predictions, especially when we get gaslit by the developers telling us we're right or wrong or whatever.
Right.
Every time that we spend an hour talking about lore, either Steve or I gets a message or a reply or something from Belle that's like, you were right about some stuff, and I'm like, we talked for like an hour. Like, what? I don't know what we're right about.
Yeah. It's always like the random like reply like, there's a bit of information that's true. Can you figure it out?
Yeah,
it's like
no,
come on, Belle.
I talked for an hour. But maybe not grasping at straws. The set is DTR, and there's a lot of connotation in this piece of lore about reflections, and so I think it would also fit that if this is, you know, something reflections is the name of the set.
Darkness to reflection.
Something
like that. I don't know.
One other thing that I want to mention,
Mm-hmm.
or at least talk about, on our DTR tirade, which is hopefully getting you guys in that right mind space, and hopefully you're all very excited for the information that we get this week. Is we do have one actual line of flavor text that I think that we can spend a little bit of time talking about, because I do think it also gives us some bits that we can maybe grab onto, which again are maybe superfluous or maybe we're grasping at straws, but it's no fun if we don't try. Is the line of flavor text that they give us for unnamed mage cleric magical girl champion, which is break free from the shadows of yesterday. And I think there's a couple of beats that we can point to, and this is something that obviously I'll have you talk about, but I'll give you the layup that you mentioned. Yesterday is the sort of connotation in Grand Archive that Shadows has. Is that perhaps this is an Umbra set?
Yeah. I'm very interested to see because, like I said, we've seen Shadows before with Tristan, and that was Umbra. Our Umbra pool isn't very wide per se. Like, we have two different classes that have Umbra.
It's not deep.
It's not deep.
Yeah.
It is wide, and there's cards you can point to that go, oh, that's pretty good. However, a lot of the Umbra cards that exist, specifically the curses, are also cleric.
Yeah.
So I would be shocked if we don't see an Umbra cleric.
Yeah, I think, I wish, dear Lord, but it's not her, so who knows?
You don't know. You don't know. Maybe.
She's all fucking rainbows and stuff, right? Like, this isn't a complete black image. You can see a rainbow fucking feather in her hat.
champions change from level 1 to level 3.
That's true. Maybe she has a Kongming transformation.
Magical girls usually do have a transformation.
Oh man, so psyched.
She could just Sailor Moon it, but become evil.
I'm evil. Oh man, step on me. Yeah, I think the shadow connotation is something important to look at. Not only in the word shadow being sort of spooky and that being our Umbra connotation, but quite literally pointing to champions like Tristan who make not only shadows but they're shadow clones of her, right? So they fit that motif of being literal shadows, but also the motif of these sort of reflections of oneself being evil, right? Sort of points to that sort of shadow clone-esque motif, a la Kingdom Hearts, our favorite game. Right. That has that same sort of vibe. So I think that is reasonable. One other piece of information here, and somebody mentioned this on Twitter, so shout out, X, the everything app. So shout out to them. I forget who it was off the top of my head. But I made a post about card character Sakura because I think that the staff here is very evocative of Sakura's. I think it's the Wand of Sealing. I don't remember which one.
I believe that is correct.
Hey, Pinex, if you're in the chat, are you a big Sakura fan? Just asking. But
you're gonna get this man canceled.
Somebody said I asked if you think Sakura would be a mage or a cleric, and somebody said that they thought that Sakura would be a Astra mage, and I think I was. What does that mean? Oh, you just don't like clear? I don't like clear either. Clear kind of sucks. I think something to pull from this piece of information is breaking free from the shadows of yesterday, and the only advanced element that we have in the game right now that has any sort of connection to time or the future is Astra in their sort of foretelling and seeing the future, and star calling and all that stuff has that sort of looking towards the future sort of motif, and that is also, I think, what this character's vibe is. Breaking free from the shadows of yesterday sort of, leans, I think, towards that sort of Astra-esque feeling. So could be an Astra mage. But I think that does also point to me getting fucked and being sad about selling my Nayas, because if she's Astra, she very clearly won't be a cleric, because we already have an Astra cleric, so she would be an Astra mage in that connotation. So sad, but fair.
But that would leave if it's in any correlation, right? If you have your Astra mage, that leaves Umbra Guardian.
Yeah, Umbra Guardian, at least we have the one single piece of information that Carter is a Ranger Guardian class bonus card. Right. And so there is at least a little bit of design space. I know that's not necessarily how they choose class bonuses. Usually the class bonus is chosen sort of flavorfully based on the card itself, but I do assume that they are quicker to make flavor-based class decisions on cards without class bonus as opposed to the latter, right? Like the Umbra Curses are a great example where they're all cleric cards, which fits thematically, but it doesn't mean that they necessarily are for cleric because none of them have class bonus. But the Carter is quite literally also for Guardian because it does have that class bonus. So I think that was planned, I'm sure.
But my issue, right, is that we have advanced elements that have not seen love in a while. Yeah. That being Crux. Yeah. The last time we saw any Crux card was FTC. Right. So I would find it wild if we didn't get a Crux champion in this set.
Yeah, it's so tough to say, right? Because again, circling back to the beginning of our conversation, bullet to my head before we got any information. If you asked me if this would be a cleric mage set, I would have said absolutely not. We just got support for both of those classes. And so if we look at the card pools and we were to choose 3, right, if we're going to assume this is a 3-champion set, that need the support the most, that does also rule out Umbra. So like we think that Umbra fits like sort of thematically, but it doesn't necessarily need support. It does have, I think, not deep, like we said, but a wide pool, a wide pool of cards, not a deep pool, but a wide pool. And the advanced elements that need support is Crux, Astra, only having 1 release, and Neos, right? But I don't know that those necessarily all fit thematically. So it's really a question of how Weebs does design, like as I said in that interview, and I don't want to, stake his name on one thing that he said to me once, right? Like, maybe things change, but, they decide, we were specifically talking about class support. So if they decide class support first, they're like, this needs to be a Ranger Guardian set. Do they also do the same for element support, or are those sort of flavored to taste? I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're worried about element support more than they are worried about class support, if that makes sense. Because like almost exclusively, I think post FTC, like block 2 onward, a lot of the class support in advanced elements has been so directed at the champion, right? Like you look at Terra, that has probably the largest advanced element pool, but virtually no crossover from any of the heroes that use it, because they're all so singular, right? Like all of the cleric cards are for Dao Chan. All of the mage cards are for Kongming. And you really just don't get any crossover other than like Terra Sight, So it's definitely interesting, I think, to see if we put them in a box like that. Right. So I don't know. I do agree that I think Umbra fits thematically the best.
Yeah.
And if we're to believe this flavor text, which I think we should, this is assumingly flavor text on the champion, right? Like if I was a betting man, I would assume this is her level 1, and this is the flavor text on her level 1 champion. It does give sort of a bend towards that Astra mechanic. So I don't know. I don't know, Steven.
I would like to point out, though, on the art, it's like darkness around her.
Yeah, it's hard to say. That they did some strange like highlighting here, where we see like little flecks of color. Obviously around her staff, we see the flecks of color, but like surrounding it is this sort of, I don't know if that's supposed to be like, it's hard without color, right? If that's supposed to be magic, or if that's supposed to like signify motion, or if they stay dark like that and it's supposed to be some sort of evil spooky stuff. I think like her expression has a lot to do with it, but we see this like she's wearing these long white gloves, or I guess not gloves because they end at her cuff link, with these like sort of, like you said, that like Three Musketeers vibe, very frilly. Yeah, she has this big rainbow plume coming out of her hat, so definitely very interesting. I don't know. I would be like pretty shocked, I think, if this champion specifically was Umbra. She's very colorful, at least from what we can see.
But that's not indicative of Umbra. It might just be that, right?
I mean, it is and it isn't, right?
Like yes, the 2 Umbra champions we saw are like dark or whatever, but like doesn't mean that that's always the case, right?
Yeah,
and like I was saying, this could be level 1 art, level 2 art. This could just be an ally.
Yeah, I think that I would say that those are probably all not true. I think obviously it's possible, right? Like anything's possible. We don't.
Well, like we've never really seen like level 3 right off the bat, right? Oh wait,
no, we always see the level 1 usually.
Right. And we saw level 3 Tony, right?
Yeah, way back in the way day. But when they announced those champions, we saw all of their level 1 arts, and then they showed us level 3 Tony's card.
That's true.
But the champion art was all their level 1s. A and B was all their level 1s. The only exceptions are the recollection decks are usually their level 3s, because those are the ones on the box that they show us. But I think in regards to main booster sets is usually the level 1 champion.
So yeah, this
I
could
think
be
she's
level
probably
1.
a level 1 champion.
Yeah. And then, there's nothing saying that she can't become dark.
No, I agree. I just think that the thematics are usually through, right? Like, we haven't had any champion that is like vastly changed their style when they go to level 3, like, a Kongming or Dao Chan or whatever, right? That in lore have this sort of like evil connotation. They don't. That's not reflective of their art, But I do think that like Umbra, the sort of like color palette is consistent. So I assume that the Umbra champion, if there is one, will be, rather dark toned.
Yeah.
But I think Diana's a good example of somebody that doesn't look necessarily Umbra themed in her level 1 art, but does obviously in her level 3 art. So I don't think it's completely impossible. I just think that like the rainbow cloaks and stuff, sort of, and her breaking free from the shadows of yesterday, sort of point to her being our protagonist, magical girl.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Speculation is speculation.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be on the other hand, because like not everything can be for you all the time, and
but this is so,
surely
yeah.
This is your Astro Mage.
This one is for me, so listen, the other champions can be for you, that's okay. Just this one's for me.
I'm not gonna get one until we get like a vampire set.
I swear set 8 won't have a champion for me, I swear.
Well, set 8 is the supplement for this set.
Yeah, but like like MRC is a good example. Like MRC wasn't for me. Obviously, like I got like premium material and that was cool.
Yeah.
But like it was a tamer assassin set, and I didn't really buy a lot of fucking fancy shit from MRC. I was so stupid, and I hate money so much that I bought a play set of a fucking card I'll never play.
And now you might.
That I then sold for
She
way
also
less
has a very
money.
pretty hat.
Yeah, I know.
She could be wearing a sundress
I know.
too.
I like big hats and sundresses. Yeah. Fine. Hey, if you guys want to sell your Nayas, like, listen.
Do this man a favor and sell your Nayas to him for $250.
Guys, when they spike on Monday, please remember how much I sacrificed. Give me a good deal, please. All right. Well, I think that's at least the end of my tirade, and I do hear our mics are acting up a little bit, so I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I'm very excited.
I'm also very excited. My hope, is that Belle got to cook for this. And,
I do too,
and it is 100% a Grand Archive world.
Well, so like, I'm
like, you can have flavor from another story. Like if you're gonna do Alice in Wonderland or like Grimm Fairy Tale, cool. But like, don't make it like story for story beats. Like,
well, I think that's exactly how I feel as well. Where like, I think Cambria was, I don't know. Maybe it's just because like I obviously don't. It's not your headphones. You're not gonna be able to fix it. It's the mics. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. Cambria's in this sort of place where, and maybe it's just because I like didn't grow up with Three Kingdoms, right? Like it's it's not in my wheelhouse. But like Cambria's sort of so disconnected from any sort of like story through line. Right, like no person that talks about Arthurian legend ever tells it the same way, and so you do have like a little bit more of a sandbox. Like yes, there's Merlin and Lancelot and Arthur and these like characters from that world in Grand Archive, but it really doesn't feel like an Arthurian set to me, aside from anything other than the names. So it like did feel very Grand Archive exclusive, right? Like all of these. I guess aside from Camelot, these like sort of kingdoms and the way that they function and these characters all felt, although influenced by Arthurian legend, were Grand Archive characters. Where, and then obviously Azoth is a completely Grand Archive thing. And so it doesn't feel like it has any sort of baggage. And then Sanguo, I think, is a little bit harder because it's such a more, I think, beloved story than something like Arthurian legend, and like adapted way less. And it has so many more important named characters
Right.
that have this sort of expectation of like what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to interact with either the world or other characters, etc. So I think it gave them a lot less room to sort of explore lore-wise, because they did have to keep a somewhat stringent path through that sort of history, because it has a lot of importance to a lot of people. And I think HVN did sort of like jump the shark in a good way, not in a bad way. I guess jumping the shark has a bad connotation,
Right.
but it's like way further disconnected from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms with these like demons and stuff. But I hope, like you said, that if there is some sort of connection to another piece of work, that it is something like that sort of Alice in Wonderland, Grimm's fairy tale thing, which is a lot closer to Arthurian legend, where there's so many adaptations of it that you can sort of just like
Make it your own.
yeah, like use it as a sandbox, and I think especially like Alice in Wonderland being in the public domain now makes it a lot easier to sort of use that as a jumping off point for this sort of like whimsical fantasy setting.
Right.
And that is what it looks like. I mean, we can just like barely see, right? But it does at least look like these sort of like cottagey type houses
Right.
in the background.
It's like cottages and like big mushrooms and bright colors.
Which is like very different from like Azoth, right? Which is
Right.
very, very like steampunk and higher tech than something like this that looks a
Right.
little bit more like whimsical.
Right. There's two settings that I'll wait for.
Yeah.
And then I'll
I don't think this is the mech setting.
Yeah, it's not the mech setting. There are two settings, It'll be spooky vampire mommy.
Yeah.
And futuristic robots. Gundam-esque.
Yeah, I mean, I do hope, if we're right about this reflections of the world thing, that I think that this is the perfect backdrop for it. Because I think when you're doing that sort of like shadow self thing, the most important thing is, I guess like symmetry in a way, right? But you want them to be the same, but like very starkly different, right? So I think when you start with this like very bright color palette and this very whimsical world, it's a lot easier to make that stark contrast to your, shadow self evil version, right?
Whoa. I just had a cool thing.
Yeah.
What if these champions have split level 3s?
Yeah. Split element level 3s?
Yeah.
Split class level 3s?
They you have level 1, level 2, and then at level 3, it's either the dark reflection or the good.
Oh, what if we make them flip cards?
Oh,
that'd be so
my
cool.
God.
Oh, that'd be so cool. All right.
We're cooking. We're cooking.
Listen, I know that we're not supposed to make any predictions because then you can't use them, but you have, pinky swear. You have permission from Steve and I to use that one if you haven't already. Dude, level 3 DFCs, you get to choose which element you are. Oh my God, it would be so cool. It'd be like Dusklight Communion, but like on your level 3.
Right. It's like, I would like to play Astra Mage. Oh no,
Yeah.
or Dark Umbra Mage.
Yeah. Oh, cleric.
Cleric. You just got a cleric.
Cleric. I want another one.
Play with your new toy first.
Cleric. Yeah, I just got her. I'm like, I don't want to play with you anymore. Whitey's cooking. Got the heh from Shinja. Confirmation. I know Shinja has the information. I know he knows. Anyways.
Just saying, Lineage Break never wrong.
Anyways, we'll see you next week. If you want to catch the show, Steven, how do you do that?
You can tune in live on Fridays at noon EST asterisk. Or you can catch us on the previous week's episode on Monday, 2 p.m. EST asterisk. Sometimes it goes up without a title.
That's true. We fixed that. Don't worry about that. And we thank you, of course, as always, for watching. You heard the man. Come here Fridays. You can go on to the tour to see last week's episode on Mondays. And we will see you Not in Seattle. Maybe you'll see my face on an iPad, but we will not be there. But good luck
Yeah,
to all of
good-
you in
yeah.
Seattle, and we will see you next week talking about all that sweet DTR.
Yeah. And if
information.
you would like to stay up to date with Lineage Break, me and Cam, you can follow us both on X,
The Everything app.
the Everything app. You can follow me on Blue Sky,
Yeah, I'll make one. I fucking hate Elon.
or you can just chat with us in Discord, where I don't post a lot in Merlin's, but I lurk, and Cam posts a lot in Merlin's.
If you post the word cleric, I promise I'll see it. You don't even have to at me.
Cam will appear.
I promise I'll see it.
No,
The most
they-
magical girl.
Merlin's Lounge just became just people saying cleric.
Yeah. What if I wouldn't like to stay up to date? Should I? Yeah, you should unfollow me.
Yeah.
You specifically. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Theo, you
Woo!
gaslighter. Woo.
Yeah, I didn't even check Elise. I saw that you did like the thumbnail and everything and scheduled it. I was like, oh, cool, awesome. And then I guess Cam just told her, he was like, yeah, there wasn't a title.
Yeah, it just said like 3:20, 25.
So I will make sure I double check that every time now.
My least favorite part.
But thank you for doing all the work you do.
Thank you. Thank you to our editor. Shout outs. My least favorite part about this, because I know they love it. And I guess to a certain extent, I do too, but I also hate it. Is that anytime anything like this comes out, like this fucking announcement, the fucking developers are always in Discord gaslighting me. And
Yeah.
it's the worst.
It's
like,
great. I
just
actually
like,
love it.
I just like never know what's true because I'm always being gaslit. I thought we were friends, Theo. You can tell me the truth. All right? That's okay. This is where I'm at, right? Where I couldn't sleep last night. Can you believe that? I was just like up all night thinking about this stupid Grand Archive game. It's a blight on my life. Where like they posted this, and of course, people like added me immediately. Shinja TV was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a fucking cleric. You're doomed," right? I replied to Shinja TV, and I said, "I can't be that lucky." Bell, developer, replies to me, says she can't wait for the next Lineage Break episode, which to me feels like gaslighting, and I assume it is a cleric. And I'm like, oh no, it's a cleric. And then I made some fucking post about selling my Nayas and how there was going to be an internal Weebs of the Shore meeting laughing at me because I sold my Nayas and this new champion is a mage. And then Phil responded and just said, actually. That's like, what the fuck? So it's like I'm always getting gaslit. So I have no idea what's going on. It's the worst.
I think it's the greatest.
Yeah, actually, I'm so mad. I have to fucking rebuy my Nayas. Check your DMs. Yeah, right. Leaks. It's guaranteed something fucking stupid.
Just a middle finger. I was right.
There you guys go. That's the leak that I got from Thanks, Theo.
Oh man,
Appreciate
as
it.
if I talked it into existence.
What the fuck? It's a middle finger in my DMs. Thanks for the leaks, bro. Stupid. That's all I'm saying.
Boy.
I think no matter what happens, Weebs of the Shore can never hire me because they love bullying me too much.
Yeah.
I could never be on the inside.
Yeah, no, that's true. You would be an HR nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't have an HR department. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, right. All right.
That's probably true.
Jesus.
Hey, Chad, what are we eating for lunch today?
Well, the best thing is, producer's in the building.
Oh, he has to.
And look
choose.
at his little smile.
Well,
he knows he's gonna have to choose lunch. Listen, that's better that way. You know, like without the baggage.
Yeah,
of,
you don't. All you have to do is say what you want, and then we can come up with a store.
Sheesh. It's a beautiful mat. Shouldn't just send me a picture of the sudden snow mat.
Oh, it's
I have to get one of those Pure Namana mats. I have our very own little Sean Cronin. Gonna try to steal one of those early in the morning. Because they sold out at Melbourne in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I surely need the... Is that not Sudden Snow? Am I crazy?
Oh, that's Sudden Snow.
Yeah, isn't it? This guy trolling? Am I crazy? Oh, it's Lost in Thought. I'm sorry. Sudden Snow was the mat from Singapore. Sorry, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Zoom into the mat. It's not just a picture of a mat. Oh, ooh, damn. He's got the CPR. That guy.
I like how
Where are my fucking rewards?
I like how it
Why
just
do you get
blend-
special privilege?
I like how it just blended into it.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. That's the Lost in Thought mat. Yeah. Shout out to Pinax, our king.
Yeah.
Great
I
work.
mean, it's not. Sun Snow is very similar art.
Yeah, it's true. This is same motif. Also Daochen.
Yeah.
Also Pinax.
Yeah.
So
Pinax our king.
Pinax, our king. Listen, I love Dai. I'm a big Arisana fan, but like, I'm okay if Pinax does all the champions for the rest of time. Like, that's good with me, man. I was psyched, and I want to give a shout out to Weebs of the Short. Not really, because they suck. They're the worst. But a thank you for telling us the artist. I like every time a new champion comes out. Like Daochan is a great example. They didn't announce that it was Pinax until like we saw the champion art.
Yeah.
It's like, just tell us who the artist is so we can pipe them up for the next 3 months.
Right.
Like that's not a big secret. And so this one is Pinax. So shout out to them. We're not getting, or we are getting more Hori art. Is that true? No, we're getting more NR art. Right? That was confirmed. Yeah, Hanshu is our queen. Pinax is our king for sure. That's a good way to do it. Hori make no more art. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a couple artists that the community wants. One of them's NR, right? But they did Hanabi. Is that true? The new Fire Spirit is NR art or something? I don't remember. Lorraine line is my favorite. I do like Hori's art. They basically only did the Lorraine art, right? They did like one more thing. Maybe it was original Trisket. NR coming back, yeah, for Hanabi. Yeah. NR does good work. Oh, I don't know who does Priscilla. Priscilla's so hot. Man. Anyways, I guess we're going to leave you guys.
Yeah.
I know Shinja's got work to do, so he shouldn't be here in chat. He should be setting up tables or something.
Whoa, leave that guy alone. You leave that guy. Don't bully Shinja. He does enough.
Yeah, that's true.
His
how's
his
production
gotcha
going?
games bully him enough. Like,
No, they don't. Just listen.
I was in the thing. He might have hit the first one real quick, but the rest of them didn't.
Nah, bro. I like happened to watch that actually pretty recently. Shinja, not he just pulled for like Anby or something. I don't know anything about. I didn't watch the Anby stream, but I just like actually recently watched the Evelyn stream, and you're like the luckiest man alive. So like I don't want to hear it. Man spent like what 200 pulls to get M6 or whatever. What is psycho? Does Ficha still do art for the game? I'm sure they do. Yeah, they. I mean, Diana was like pretty recent. Did they do any of the new Diana cards? You lost? You lost what on Anby? Did you get fucked? That was only like a 30-minute stream. Yeah, whatever, man. Like, I don't care if you lost 4 50-50s when you get the S rank every like 4 pulls or something. Like 4, not 40.
Yeah, but
And it's like, oh no, I lost my 50-50 that I got in 10 pulls. Like, I don't think I care, Shinja. Jesus Christ.
Shinja, I'm on your side here. I think your game bullied you.
Giving him
I was
the
there.
M6 of literally everything. Yeah. All right, guy. I don't want to hear it. Okay. To be fair, losing the 75-25 on the W engine was fucking cursed though. That one's tough. That one I feel for you. I'll give you the pass on that one. That one was cursed. Losing the really bad coin flip is grim. That one's
That's
tough.
me. Me when I'm playing mill decks.
And nobody wants the W engines anyways, so you have to like spend more pulls on those. It's cringe. So I get you. Shinji, you're gonna play the Monica game? Come on, play a game I like for once, please. Do it. 2 weeks? 2 weeks! It's gonna be sick. 2 weeks. It's gonna be sick.
I will be playing.
2 weeks. It's gonna be sick.
I'll be playing it. I don't even.
It's just fucking Honkai Star Rail, bro. It's literally the same game, except better characters. Oh. You know what the most important thing, Steven, about This is the Magical Girl set. I want to gush about Aqua, SEA player. Congratulations, by the way, on your top 8, if you watch this. I want to gush about Aqua's herb tokens that were on stream in
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Ascent. What was that, Melbourne?
Yep.
Drawn by Pinax, our king. Pinax, you in the chat, if you're here, I have a bone to pick with you, sir. I feel like one Aaron.
He already knows.
Yeah, I feel like one Aaroning is stealing all of your time. All right? And I don't think that's fair to the rest of us that want to pay you lots of money for doodles on artist proof cards. And I think Aaron is stealing all of your time, and that's not fair. I don't care how local you are. Please draw me some things, but
I love the Keck W because he
he
already
knows.
knew.
He knows that I'm coming for him, for sure. He's like, I know what this guy's gonna say. But anyways,
So in before, your new Magical Girl cleric has crystals you have to put on your board and manipulate.
no. So here's the thing, right? Surely they're gonna be permanent and token based because they fucking hate me. I know who they're for, but I know that Aaron picked them up. I know because Aaron posted the picture of them on Twitter. I know what's going on, gentlemen. However, now that we have a Magical Girl, I can get Pinax when he finally takes my commission to draw things to do Monica characters on tokens because it's thematically appropriate. Lose my mind. Yeah, see?
And all this
SCA
money.
favoritism. That's what I'm saying. We're supposed to be a global community. And Aaron's getting preferential treatment. Yeah, the artist commissions were great at Worlds. Pinax, please. I'll send repeated letters to your government to get you a visa to come to Worlds. Please do it. Has the Taiwan VTube collab happened yet? The one, the like recent one? It was at a convention, right? It was like a month ago, where coronation ceremony was the promo. Yeah, that already happened. It was just that one though, right? It was just, or I guess it was like the merch too with Tristan and Nico on it. That's what I'm saying. I didn't realize how much of a disservice I was doing myself by not going to. It was Singapore that Pinax was at. I was like, oh, I'll just be at another event at some point, or never.
You could go to Kuala Lumpur.
That's true. Somebody want to fly me to Kuala Lumpur? Yeah, I gotta come to Singapore. Singapore's coming back around though, right? Did they announce that?
I don't remember.
Am I crazy? Or no, is it Taiwan is getting another one?
Yeah, Taiwan is getting another one.
Yeah. I'd like to go. I really would. Singapore,
Surely
Taiwan.
Japan, right?
Japan, yeah. I'm gonna try to go to Japan.
It's
Expensive.
looking less and less likely for me.
Well, listen, man. It was like super doable for me to be like, yeah, I gotta buy my Japan ticket. Until they were like, here's this fucking Magical Girl CSR line that you have to buy, you stupid cuck. And now I'm screwed. Like, there goes all my money. How am I supposed to save a single penny, weebs? Come on. Think about my family. think about the rent I have to pay. What are you going to do to me, man? I'm going to buy these Magical Girls. It's cringe.
It's gonna be
honestly.
it's gonna be hyper cringe when all three champions are a different Magical
I
Girl.
will end it all. I literally cannot make it. Yeah, just buy a box and get the CSR. It's true. My luck has been fucking insane.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, man.
My luck has been doggy doo doo. So I'm hoping that the next pack I open, I get a CSR.
Yeah,
I did.
it's been insane.
It's my luck is like middling.
It's fine.
I
Yeah.
never get the CSR, but like I do get above odds. Like I bought one pack and I pulled a foil SR the other day.
Mm-hmm. I would say that unfortunately, your luck has been very average. You're just surrounded by the luckiest people on earth.
Yeah,
which feels bad.
Which feels bad when
fucking Sean Cronin.
Sean
God's
Cronin's
gift.
with 3 CSRs in 3 cases, and then Matt Yorko
And also
2
true.
CSRs in 2 cases, and then buys a random box and gets a CSR.
Yeah,
like
that did happen. Yeah.
Jesus, where's my CSRs?
It's coming up. It's coming home.
No,
Steve.
no,
It's
you
coming
know
home.
what? I
It's
got the
coming home,
fucking
Steve.
D-Lu
That's true. Well,
fucking
you know.
sold for $130.
The cases at the store were insane.
Yeah.
So one of our locals, Kevin, keeps calling them the California cases because they sent us California's cases on accident. Is what he said.
Yeah.
Because those are the lucky ones.
Yeah. They were supposed to go to Shinja, but
They were
they came
supposed
here.
to go to Shinja, but they came to us instead. Yeah, it was looking real grim, and then just randomly open a $2,500 card and everything's paid for.
Yeah. Hey, if I opened the $2,500 card, I'd be going to Japan.
True. I'm so weak, Steve. I'm so weak. I just can't say no.
Yeah, I know.
It's the worst. And don't put that evil on me. I mean, like, yes and no. But if it's all magical girls in the next set, it's just like,
No, I'm going to put that evil on you.
I'm kicking the chair for sure. It's over. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I'm putting that evil on you because you deserve
You're
it.
fucked. Yeah, he already said that I'm fucked. But like, so here's the problem, Shinja. Can you tell me this? Is this a spoiler? Maybe it is, because I'm gonna read into it either way. You told me the second that they announced it, right? When they announced DTR, they showed us this image of the magical girl. You said, "You are fucked."
Yeah,
In chat, in all caps. Did you know already?
he did.
Was that before or after you saw the presentation? Huh?
Wild,
buddy?
Wild,
Huh, buddy?
Hey, hold on. First off, it's wild that you assumed the presentation is done.
Yeah, it doesn't exist yet. I'm sure Shinja hasn't even seen it. Because it hasn't been made yet.
Yeah, surely Sildar is waiting.
Friday, Still's making it right now. That's crazy. Yeah, it surely hasn't been made. Yeah,
We know how this goes.
that's fair. Yeah, Shinja's probably seen actually nothing.
Sildar makes that 15 minutes before.
Smile. You stop gaslighting me, Theodore. Yeah, you're right. I thought about it after the words left my mouth. And I was like, there's no way that actually happened. There's no way. I would never gaslight me. Yeah. You of all people. If there's one person that I know will never tell me the truth, it's Theo for sure. Yeah. There's one person I know is not telling me the truth. It's Theo. So Theo, tell me it's a cleric, because then I'll know it's not. You know. All right. Well, we'll worry about that.
I like how he just stopped talking.
You guys will see. I might. I don't know. We'll see how late it is and where I am, if I'm home or if I'm here or whatever. But maybe I'll try to record the cursed live reaction. It's Tony with a cool hat. That would be great.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah.
You just,
We can see where it is.
Yeah.
Put it
Hang
up
out
there.
here, put it out here, get it on the stream.
Yeah.
Do a little live talk.
Could do. I do have to figure out how to set up a phone to FaceTime in there. Another broken ruling. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. What are we talking about?
Did you guys see that guy posted in yeah, we're not gonna do that one.
Oh, it's the camera at the eye.
Yeah, please do. Perfect. Yeah, he brought the iPad as far as I know. I'm gonna try to get him a front row seat, and I will be there. You activate 3 visits FaceTime. It's true, because you get to look at those anytime and you can play it while it's FaceTime. Don't throw your camera at the iPad though. That seems like a bad idea. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you let me know. We'll figure it out.
Just call him in on Discord so he's like on the screen during the presentation.
I'll be screaming. Just be screaming at the top of my lungs the whole time. That's my claim to fame, man, and so I'll never live it down. Just screaming. When
I think your claim to
was
fame
announced.
is being Grand Archive's #1 simp.
That's true. That is true. Listen, man, it's not my fault. Okay, this one is like truly not my fault, and I won't take responsibility. I refuse to take responsibility.
Yeah, this one.
This one is not my fault.
This one
I
give you, right?
Listen,
Like,
the whole Kongming debacle, I understand. I was a little out of line on that one, chat. I'm sorry, but this one
goes crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, I gotta go. We gotta get some food. I gotta do some work. Cringe. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
We are all very excited for Sunday. I probably won't sleep until then, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.